course this game does not all. Welcome to HTR Racing. We are at the 8th round of this enthralling Season 3 Championship on the wonderful F1 2021 game. If you do not know me by now, you're either A, new, B, you've just completely forgotten, or C, you don't care. And I hope it's the first one, because you will soon realise you may want to click the purple button down below to join us by ringing the bell, so that every Monday and Tuesday, 7 PM, we will go live with occasional streams at the same time on Fridays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Again, circumstance if there's any bonus championships and the what's not. Well, this is going to be a very interesting Grand Prix, that is for certain. This is round number 8 of our elitist tier, possible tier number 1 at the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. If we please, may we take a look at the current tier 1 driver standings. It is the Aston Martin driver of Smidgy 19 on top of the standings, with positive in second on 169 points. What a number there by the happy driver. Armakinga, through consistency, has put themselves into third, with Matthew, after being the only retiree at the Canadian Grand Prix last time out. Check that one out, it was a genuine... well, I wouldn't call it an A-tier race, but certainly it got interesting after the championship leader at the time's retirement, with Thallow an outside contender along with Pepski, Kevin and, well, I would say Tundra, but sadly they're still recovering, but they did a great job given the fact they only participated in half a year. And in terms of the teams' standings, or constructors, Aston Martin sits on top. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that at the start of the year, but boy, fortunes have changed. Mercedes are in second, 8 points behind in Tier 1, with Williams, McLaren, my team, AlphaTauri, Ferrari and Alfa Romeo all outside contenders. Actually, if we AlphaTauri absolutely bottle this, we can drop as low as 7th, and that could be a very sad outcome. Don't forget, if you are watching this live on Twitch, you can engage and interact with me live, so just remember to spread the Formula love and not the Formula hate. This is usually the part of the stream where it usually takes a few minutes to get going, so thus everybody's going to be like, what's the word, a little bit slow to the stream, as usual. But anyway, we are going live in just a short moment, so I'm just going to join us into the main game, and I will bring everyone else along for the wild ride, because this is going to be a sizzler of a Grand Prix. So, if I first of all make myself a spectator before I get told off for not being a spectator, we'll run through the lineups at the end, but I don't see actually quite a few reserve spaces this week, which I am surprised by given the generally consistent attendance we're having this season, which is an incredible testament to our drivers we have here at HTR. So it's, I won't say inevitable, but you know, there's always going to be one race or so where everybody's just like, do you know what, I can't be bothered, or life gets in the way. So, as my doggy has decided to embed herself in the... It's okay, you do not need to put yourself next to the clothes, because I'm here for you. And you know I love you. Yes, you know that. But anyway... oh, as Andreas seems to have left, but I'm sure they will join back with us in a few moments. We have Positive and Thallow in the Mercedes. Andreas should be rejoining us in the McLaren. Smidgy and Kevin and Arleta in the Aston Martin. Pakafan in the Alpine. Armakinga is in the Ferrari, with Jerka in the AlphaTauri. Druid and Matthew are in the Alfa Romeo once again, with the Haas team principal Beetle the Beast in the white Russian-inspired car, and Creations and Pepski make out your Williams lineup. This race, we did a practice one yesterday actually, off the camera screens, and well, it was very interesting. I have to say, turns 2 and 3. Hello Andrea, speaking of which, glad to see you back, buddy, and I hope for your sake and everyone else's this will be a very entertaining race. Oh, you put Hallo, indeed, getting very multicultural, and considering we do not have any form of German tracks represented on this game, which, considering how relevant German, teams have become in recent Formula 1 history, I'm surprised they're not even in the game, even as a downloadable content track like the Hockenheim or Nürburgring, but alas, that is the most... I'm not sure, if any of you are from Austria, you may let me know. I know somebody in the community who is, but yeah, let us know what is the language of the Österreich people, because I believe it's German and Austrian. But please quote me if I'm wrong. The other drivers who have joined since is Spenny F1, back in their usual seat at McLaren. We've got Hurricane and Jerk 2009 in the AlphaTauri, Sam W11 in the Haas, the Tier 1 commentator. Oh, interesting, Andrea. Thank you for your geography. Austria is the closest thing we have to Germany. Indeed, I agree with you. They speak German. Ah, there we are. Perfect stuff. Well, is it the... What is the famous German beer? I know the glass shape, but I don't know what it's called, because again, I'm very much an uncultured human. So, yes, figuring out that is going to be rather interesting indeed. So, with that said, as I just make some personal adjustments to some VIP guests. Hello, 8Data. Good Kebbering. Good day from Veloce. Nice to see some of our Tier 2 competitors. Helping us to keep the evening nice and lively. I hope you all, regardless if you're a racer or not, enjoy the stream. Gluten Abend. Ah, Gluten Abend. Is that how you say it? Gluten Abend? I'm not very proficient in German, sadly. I should get a bit more multicultural, shouldn't I? I should know way more languages. But it is something I've not yet thought about. And with that said, in T-20 we shall be kicking off the qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. For those of you who have forgotten, I don't blame you. I mean, the season can be a bit of a blur sometimes, just with how cars going around in circles. You start to get into some of the show's complacencies. Basically, the cars have just under 20 minutes to set the fastest possible time. The fastest person gets pole position, with the slowest getting the last place slot, which at the moment is 17th place. In addition to all this, the drivers in the top 10, whatever tyre compound they set the fastest lap on, they have to start on not only that compound, but the same tyre at the Austrian Grand Prix. We have the grippiest tyres, the C5, 4 and 3 for today's Österreich Grand Prix. My autocorrector keeps writing glutes. Oh, Andrea. Oh, dear. Lamar, that is very, very funny. Hashtag research by 8Data. Do you know what? I probably should learn more languages and get a bit more multicultural, shouldn't I? Originally, I was going to do, in my academic journey, a year abroad. I would have travelled the world, but obviously a certain event kind of put an end to those plans. But it is all good at the end of the day. Listen, I couldn't agree with you more, 8Data. I think definitely an AlphaTauri could get a podium. From the practice race we did see, and I'm sure some of the drivers in chat can attest, it was absolutely bonkers yesterday. So I'm willing to bet, a couple of cars may drop it through the exit of turn 1 and throughout turn 2. I think and maybe some contact with turn 3 could easily see a few drivers sadly retire from this Grand Prix. We've also got the Sand Badger in the Red Bull. Just thought I'd mention that one. Matthew for an easy win. Well, I know we dominated, but if anything, that could create a bit of complacency. So I'm not so sure, but we will find out in due course, won't we? Over the next hour or so of your time. Right, let's find out who is the furthest on track. I think it is the McLarens playing the excellent strategy here of sending one car out after another. Ooh. Oh. Do you know when you have a drink that's so cold, your teeth get a bad reaction? That's not a good sign. I never thought I'd have to have caught it all this young. Anyway, with my H2O consumed, Andrea will be the first of our currently 17 drivers to set lap time, as Hurricane will probably want to dart out of the way. Thankfully, Andrea did not invalidate that lap. DRS flap is open. Beautiful wing it is, as the Italian will drive as left as he can, break it around after the 100-meter point again, being super smooth on the traction. There's a yellow flag. Oh, and someone's actually off. I think it's an Alfa Romeo. I'll just find out. Oh, it's Druid. Oh, what a shame, as Druid has spun round. That's going to cause a few problems to their initial run, that is for certain. But thankfully the drivers do have 3 sets of softs, and yes, he is coming in. So back to Andrea. But first, I think a message from the stream chat here, as the most underrated driver on the Tier 1 grid to get another cracking result despite probably starting it near the back. Ah, there's a 10. Well, do you know what? Let's see what happens. I mean, who knows? At the end of the day, every driver's got to be in it to win it, haven't they? As Andrea sets the benchmark with a 1:04. Dallo invalidates their lap time there. Matthew is on an outlap, so we're not to go on board with him, as Spenny got their laps invalidated. So did Armakinga. Again, Austria is very strict. Oh, and Beetle the Beast ran over the curb. Oh, it's a shame. Oh, they're going to be kicking themselves over that one. There's a yellow flag, but nothing to be concerned about, as the AlphaTauri set the fastest Sector 1 here of anybody on the circuit. This could be excellent news for one of the newest drivers to the AlphaTauri cause, the A-Team, and there's a yellow flag, and I think it's just a Haas letting an Alpine through. Now, I know, it's very confusing with all the dots, but I think I finally figured out the difference between an AlphaTauri dot, a Red Bull one, a Williams one, and an Alpine one. But I'll get to those in just a moment, as Hurricane did lose some time compared to provisional pole at a 1:04 through this first sector. Beautiful, just chucking the car in. I could notice a little bit of understeer with the setup perhaps, but it's each to their own driver's preferences. Across the line, Hurricane is third with a 1:04.6. They're very close off second, who was Smidgy, so not a bad run at all. And Kevin Annihilator gets fourth there with a 1:04.9. There's a yellow flag, but I think it's just an Aston Martin letting the Mercedes through there. Right, Matthew is coming across the line. Let's see what he can do. Can he get into 1:03s? Don't even need to ask. He can! Very, I won't say very easily, but easily enough at a 1:03.8 there. So that is the new benchmark. Pepski with a 1:04.7 on the soft compound. I think everybody's doing the softs. Nobody bar Packer is going on to the mediums, which I think is interesting. We saw a lot more of a diverse strategy in the practice race, so it is interesting to see literally everybody pick the soft tyres. But there we are. Oh, the Williams are actually fighting somewhat here, but good coordination has prevented the laps from being slowed down between Pepski. Otherwise, Williams could have been creating some trouble there. So sorry, I couldn't resist, as you know. But anyway, with that said, the Williams, with the Lavazza sponsorship, is driving around the beautiful second sector of the former A1 ring, or Österreich-Ring, as Creations is successful in keeping their car on the road. And now it is time for that final sector. The 2 right-handers to go. First one, nice and smooth, from the Lavazza driver, rolling through into the second. Beautiful there, doesn't cut the final corner. Boost to the line. Is it a 1:03? A 1:04.1. That'll put the Williams in third place there. Oh, actually, I say that, but Positive has gone into fourth there. Good lap, 1:04.4 from one of the title contenders. Kevin Annihilator is a little bit slower on their second lap time. Oh, interesting there. Druid's up into fourth after their initial spin with a 1:04.3 there from the Alfa Romeo. But stream chat, how are your days going? Mine was a bit horrible, but I don't think I can say why on camera. On a stream. I don't think so. But needless to say, I've had to battle a few demons, so it has been fun. But anyway, as Sam there takes a nice, interesting manoeuvre, but their lap is invalidated, so it's not a particular surprise. as Beetle the Beast does a very smart maneuver there by letting the AlphaTauri through. Oh, yeah, I know you're feeling that 8 data, just one of those days that's so long. It's like that, what is it, that Doofenshmirtz joke? Which is, this summer's going on and on and on, and it feels like it's been 4 years or something along those lines. But anyway, let's see who is coming to finish a lap. I think the Alpine of Pakistan is, and he's going to set a 1 minute 4.7 on mediums. 2 lap all mediums granted, but keep your eyes peeled for our Yankee. Anything can happen. Oh no! They have been awful, Des. That's never what we like to see. Well, I hope you're getting financially compensated for all the work you've been doing there. Well, I don't think you should kill yourself just yet. If you feel inclined, there's always 116123 if you ever feel so inclined. Right. Who is... I was going to say, because otherwise an 8 AM to 10 AM shift is not that bad. But anyway. Andrea is only 8,000 slower here. Oh, but they invalidated by going over the curb. Oh, mamma mia. Bore from the Italian Smidgies on a relaxed lap as Pakistan goes 4 tenths faster, putting them into 5th with a 1 minute 4.3 on mediums. I think that'll make a lot of people sit up and pay attention to the power of the yellow wall tyres on that Alpine. As Andrea will start their next run now. Who is on that? Oh, Smidgy, our current championship leader, is up by 2 tenths. There's a yellow flag, but its car's just letting other cars through. The Aston Martin does have a lot of fuel in the car, and I'm sure, you know, we all know that Sebastian Vettel's future is not guaranteed yet long term, but I'm sure this man will hope that is the case as they are rolling through the final corner. Beautiful not to go over shooting any of those curbs to the line. 1 minute 4.4. That should put the... Sorry, 0.6 apparently, because that previous one was invalidated. But that would have been a 0.4, so that would have put them into 8th. Druid has started their final lap, as Thallow has gone fastest. I always forget him. Sorry, Thallow. With a 1 minute 3.8. Only 26,000 faster than Matthew's lap time. That is going to be news that Matthew is sitting there thinking, right, time to bring on the sweat mode. Which, competitive gamers, but there we are. It's all good. Oh, there's an altercation, I think, but it's all good. McKingle with a 1 minute 4.5 there puts them into 10th place. Who is going on a run? Right, Sam W11 is not on a fast run and shouldn't be holding up the charging AlphaTauri of Jerka 2009 and does not, so we'll see how their lap goes later. Thallow is letting cars through. Matthew set a 1 minute 3.827 there, so he's about to start his run. Oh, he cut the curb and that's his run gone. So Matthew has lost a precious run there. 1 left to go, but I can definitely see the sweat mode being turned on in this situation. Druid is coming to the line. Can his teammate do better? Okay, that's good. He's gone up by a 10th. I'm going to put him into 8th place now, so I'm sure the Alfa Romeo will be happy about that. Positive on the mediums here, going up 3 tenths faster, roughly, give or take. But to be fair, you have a lot less grip in the mediums, but they will serve you later on in the race. And as I say, Sandbadger got into 6th quietly under my nose. As Jerka goes 4th fastest, but we'll wait to see what Positive can do here. Comes around the final corner, opens the flap. It's a 1 minute 5.7. Top 10 though. Strategically, that could be good, but I have a feeling the next that's going to be his push one. But fair play to Jerka, a great lap there. Just beating Creations by only 8 tenths there. Fantastic stuff from AlphaTauri's current beast from the East, as Creations is letting Jerka through. Oh, actually, Positive is going a 10th faster, but I think he's about to run out of fuel, sadly, so yeah, we'll see as the driver's only got 6 minutes left to go. What about Spenny? He's not at a lap time yet, he's not invalidated it so far, takes it nice and cautious on lap number 1, opens the flap to the line, And a 1 minute 6.3. I was going to say a 6.3 would be very slow, but a 3.6 is very, very fast. And Spenny is on provisional pole.
Andrea, what are you talking about? You are the fourth fastest man on the circuit. That is not slow.
I'm sorry. No. You're not slow. No, you're doing really well. Like, you're in the top 4. Like, you're only missing second by a couple of tenths. No! Stop with that self-down talk. No, man, I'm not having it. When you're in 4th, that's what makes competitors lose. As Matthew has gone into second with a 1 minute 3.7. So the sweat is starting to get turned up pretty big. I hope they've got some drinks on standby. Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, fair enough, against your own measurements, fair enough. But I'm saying generally, mate, you're not slow. Generally, you're faster than me. I'll put my hands up right now. Oh, Sandbag just retired someone on the circuit. Yep, I knew this was going to happen to someone. Out of turn number 2. I'll see if we can get a car who's coming up to the scene of the crime. I'm thinking of... Sorry, yeah, they just got a bit of throttle and went into the right-hand side, sorry, of Tier 2. Indeed, Spenny. Oh, we're getting some Williams support here. Thank you ever so much, English, for joining by. I guess I can't really call you a big boy now, because you don't have big boy in the name, so I'll say big man from now on. As Matthew is kindly going to try and come into the pit lane there, because he does not have enough to do another run. Everybody is chilling out. Again, the Austrian lap times are very short. The actual professional esports drivers can easily do the circuit in under 1 minute, which baffles my mind as to why the Bahrain short circuit is not on the calendar. I mean, how I see it is if Austria now can have 1 minute's lap times, I don't see why we can't have the Bahrain short then, because I thought that was always like the rule, it had to be over a minute's lap, but I guess not. So we'll jump on board with Smidgy, who is the only driver setting a pace lap alongside Creations at the moment. Gone up, excuse me, at 1/10 through first 2 sectors combined, at least if my brain serves me anything. But has dropped some time now through sector 2, so there's going to be an almighty push lap here, as the Sandbadgers sadly retired, so they'll be starting on the tyres they set their fastest lap on, but Smidgy is in. What about Druid? It's got up a 10th through the first sector. So I think a lot of the drivers seeming to have a lot of setup panache for Sector 1, but in exchange for losing it throughout Sector 2. And interestingly, Druid has put 4 laps of fuel in, so they're definitely going to go to the end now in qualifying, which is an interesting strategy. And he is setting a purple Sector 2 here, so this could be a very fast lap time from the Alfa Romeo. Are the Druid about to exterminate all the competition? Let us see what happens here as he rounds that corner. Beautiful there, down into 4th gear, straight into 5th, 6th. The flap is open. It's 5th with a 1 minute 3.9. Lost a little bit of time through that second sector, but that's only lap number 1. They could go even faster, so we'll see if that puts them into pole position or anything greater. There's a couple of cars are ferrying themselves out. I'm going to try and not stick with the same driver, but I think I might. Oh no, it's just cars letting cars through. Through the first sector then, Druid did go up by 2 tenths. So I think a Haas and Aston Martin will be the first to start their runs out of the final lap paces. If we're discounting our Druid here, of course, who is pushing to be greater than anything they could have ever imagined, I'm sure. As the Alfa Romeo, is very low on ERS. They're going to have to do a lap off the juice button, but we'll see what happens here. Rolling through that final quarter, trying not to use too much. Excellent entry and exit out of that corner. And it's 3rd place with a 1 minute 3.7, very close to Matthew. But fair play to the Druid. That was a very solid lap time there. Very, very impressive. Right, let's see. As Hurricane did go incredibly, 3 tenths up there with a 1 minute 4.2. Somehow is able to do another lap despite the corner cut, which is a very interesting point of note. Armakinga, let's jump on board with him. Third place in the standings, getting through with solid, consistent drives, which is what our new point system that we introduced this season is designed to achieve. Here come the fast runners now. We'll see if Beetle or Sam. It is Sam who set the first lap time, I should say, and they're in 13th place. And yep, everybody's set a lap time. We're going to jump on board with Armakinga. We're going to stay on board with the Welsh Dragon. Is it going to be a top 10? No, it is only P14, and they're not going to send another one because they don't have enough fuel. Positive did go 1/10 up, but that's only going to place them into 11th. Hurricane has gone up by 2/10 so far. This could be an excellent run here from the Brit. Let's see what happens. DRS Open into 7th, up to 8th, put them into 6th place. Not a bad run at all. A 1 minute 3.9, one they can certainly be happy with. As Joker's warming up their car. Right. Matthew, he's gone up 1/10 in the first 2 sectors alone combined. Is this going to be enough for provisional pole? 24 seconds left. It is! A 1 minute 3.5 there from the Alfa Romeo. That is the gauntlet that everybody else has to now beat. We'll start with Spenny then. He's only got 11 seconds. Oh, but he's invalidated his run. Oh, that was going to be it possibly, and Andrea is way off there. So we're going to have to look further down. Creations is up by 4/10 there. Positive has gone faster, but they do just about have enough time for another run, incredibly. And that's putting them into the top 10. Sam is not saying no. Smidgy can only get 13th with a 1 minute 4. Pakafan is running around the final corner. Let's see if the American can get into the top 10. The newly appointed Alpine driver, but they smash it! Oh, they got the front mid. Andrea's retired as well! Oh, on the start-finish straight, Spenny's retired. But it's Andrea, the notification. Okay, along with Hurricane, who lost their front wing. 2 unrelated incidents, but man, that just keeps the qualifying really interesting. Right, what about Jerker, who has gone up 1/10 in the first 2 sectors? To be fair, is rolling round the final corner. Beautiful not to push it and avoid the debris. It's a 1 minute 3.8. That's going to keep them in 8th place. Hurricane getting into 5th, incredibly enough. As Spenny's car just sits there invisibly. Wow. Is anybody else on a run? Positive is. It's up to 7th for Positive at 1 minute 3.7. But I think, yeah, it is a pole position for Matthew 703 there. One I think the Tier 1 current champion will be very, very happy with indeed there. Oh, what are your thoughts on that one, stream chat? I think that was an absolutely delightful race to watch, if I do say so myself. At least in terms of what we're going to get, anyway. So, of course, you all may hand over your predictions in just a moment, of course. Matt responding to last week's setback. Exactly. That is how you overcome setbacks, people, by going from dropping it on your own accord to getting pole position, but only by 4/10 there from Spenny. Andrea in 3rd, Druid in 4th, Hurricane in the AlphaTauri in 5th. One of the Williams of Creations is in 6th, who is ahead of the Mercedes Sandwich of Positive and Thallow. Jerker is in 9th. Kevin Annihilator sneaks into the top 10 with none of the medium tyre runners able to get into that top 10. Sound W11 in 11th. Sound Badger in 12th. Smidgy in 13th. Packfan 14th. Armor King 15th. Pepski in 16th. With Beetle the Beast. Fair play to Beetle. He made a massive improvement compared to Bahrain. Wow. Only 1/10 off. I mean, for those of you who don't know, yeah, the quality of Beetle last time was a little bit off. So the fact this time they're actually within the grid, I think that deserves a round of applause just as much as Matthews. My prediction, Deza, I think it is going to be a Druid victory, and I don't know why, but I do. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I never go for the obvious one. For 2nd place, I'm going to put in an Andrea. I think he could get 2nd place there, and I will say a Mercedes in third. I'm not sure which one, because they were so very close. Interestingly, I think we've got some inside report stating that there'll be rain at the end of the Grand Prix. Oh, that's going to be saucy. That is going to be absolutely scintillating to watch. Good luck to all the Tier 1 drivers who have to navigate through this mess in the rain. That should be a very interesting battles we will be seeing this evening. Yet, despite this, who was excited? I mean, I'd love to hear some of your predictions whilst we are ready to go for the formation lap in the live Twitch stream below, as well as the YouTube comments section up to both HTR Racing and for Doodle version 2. Rain will play a part. Stick my neck on the line here. Okay, I mean, that's fair considering you wanted to kill yourself earlier on. So, what have we got? We've got Matthew in first. Yeah, that's a very good shout. Jerker in second, fair enough. And Pepski in third. That would be a impressive achievement. I mean, we know Pepski's got the raw pace. Starting in, let me just find the Pepski 16th on the mediums. Nobody picking the hards, which is fair, but surprising considering they're not bad. Hello, Tom. Welcome to your home Grand Prix, I believe this is. A venue you should be very used to in real life. Hopefully, Beetle the Beast, we will see you in Tier 2 as well. Though, you should be able to join in the house regardless. I mean, if you're the boss. But I understand. So, let us have the 2 dots go out, and let us review the tyre strategies for this race. So, oh, Matthew is very keen to get a move on here. Look at that gap. He is very keen to get on with things. 4 times! Wowzers. That is incredible stuff. Spenny's been disqualified off the formation lap, but it doesn't stop us from going through the strategy. The game is saying a one-stop soft to medium, or a soft medium medium, or soft medium hard, but in reality I suspect it will be something like a soft hard, possibly, because again the hards are not that bad. I promise you they're not that bad. Possibly maybe a soft medium medium, or bearing in mind the rain's coming down, maybe a medium soft interstick could be possible if it is down enough. We've got the top 10 all on the soft tyres, and the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars all on the medium tyres though. Sorry, bottom 7. As Matthew is disconnected from the session here, that could be absolutely catastrophe if their internet decided to die right at the last moment there. So that is going to absolutely change the outcome of this race. And this must be for Andrea the golden goose opportunity, the chance to get a great lead with a teammate disqualified, having very cold tyres, and the championship leader getting a disconnect. My, oh my. So, let us see what happens here at the start of this Grand Prix. We're just going to wait for the Beast to line up into the 17th grid slot at the Red Bull Ring, and we'll be able to get this Grand Prix underway. Thank you all so much to all 11 of you. A little bit lower than usual, I am a bit surprised to say, but hey, you know, not all of them can be winners live. And don't forget, you can always engage with us here on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and our Discord server is where we post all the announcements for when Grand Prix and streams go live. So make sure to join our 100 strong community. But with that said, the 10 red dots are going to come on any moment now. Lights out, and away we crawl off the line. It's a cracking start as Andrea takes the 2 of them. Spenny had nothing to say off that, as I predicted, and Andrea is leading this Austrian Grand Prix. Everybody made it safely, surprisingly, yeah, but the Sand Badger taking it a little bit wider. Let's jump to the front. Andrea is leading. Matthew is dropping like a rock because his AI is driving for him, and Druid is safely getting past his teammate there. So it's a McLaren 1-2 as it stands. HTR Farming Army. I don't think we have enough yet, but Hurricane is also taking advantage of Matthew's internet woes, as Creations Positive and Thallo should be getting past him in due course. Let's have a look somewhere else. Packafan making a great move here on Arbakinga there for 11th place in the Grand Prix. Whilst Kevin Annihilator, who sadly dropped a lot down, along with Jerker, so I wonder if there's some contact between the Czech and the Briton. are down the order, much lower than they expected. The Beetle the Beast had a great shot, but it's a McLaren 1-2 as it stands, with the Italian leading the Brit. Meanwhile, interestingly here, Positive is looking on for a good move here for 5th place. Let's see, no drivers are going to use the ERS, the drag reduction system, the big flap here, the Petronas flap, or the Safina one, depending on the car you're focusing on, will be open at the start of lap 3, but that will come sooner than you think, because the lap times around here, as we've seen, are very quiet. There's a spinaroo, I think. Oh, it's Beetle the Beast! Oh no! Just as they are making a massive improvement, the Beast has turned into a Beetle, and that is not a sight you like to see. This, I guess you could say, it's been a catastrophe so far. I'm sorry, the half puns have got to roll out, haven't they, at the tongue. But anyway, Sam has made a move on Matthew, so Matthew was clearly dropped like a rocket. Andrea! Whoa, Andrea nearly spinning there. Clearly making their car way more responsive in the suspension and geometry settings than it has any right to be at the moment. So we'll see whether if Spenny will use that to his advantage. The McLarens. Well, that would have moved Spinalas around here. So that's getting us on the edge of the seats. As Positive makes a move there on Creations, as does Thallow. So is Creations just letting them through? Is this International letting the Mercedes through day? I know they've got that technical partnership starting in 2022, but Creations really creating a lot of damage for Deva there. But it's okay as Smidgy gets past on the mediums up into 7th place. Fair play. We'll have a look at the position changes of lap number 1. And it seems to be, as I need to find the right graphic to this. There we go. Sorry about the initial graphic malarkey, by the way. I got the right one now. So, position changes. The main big one, the big ones, are Smidgy climbing up 6 places as it's Beetle the Beast again, and they've already got a penalty. But anyway, Smidgy is up by 6 places. Congratulations to them. That's an excellent start. Pakafan, Armakinga and Pep skipped a 4, but Positive! Oh no, he's got a penalty! Oh. Maybe it's a psychological tactic to make everybody else, you know, be a bit more complacent. I wonder if there could be a fight for the lead here. Are the McLarens going to do it? Yes, they are. Whoa, bit of contact between the two Papaya cars, and it is the Spencer who is ahead of Andrea, it seems, and now it'll be the Italian to defend from the Druid. Let's see what happens there. Sandbad just sets the fastest lap on mediums. Fair play. There's a yellow flag somewhere, but I don't think it's going to impact the main race too much. Another yellow flag, and it's a Haas off. Oh, Beetle. Oh, Beetle the Beast. Oh, he's gone. Oh, yeah, he smashed himself off there. Oh dear. Is that going to be a safety car? Is that an early safety car? I'm not too sure. No, it's not. It's still green flag. Yeah, the safety car would have come out by now. And the Beast must be feeling pretty angry there, and I do not blame him in the slightest. But with that said, we're on lap number 5. We've sadly lost the car already of Beetle the Beast, the Haas team principal, as the McLarens are just trading places now, but they're getting a bit more aggressive here. Bit of contact slightly there between the two, trading a little bit of paintwork, but it's now Spenny who keeps on to the lead. I mean, if I was Red Song, I'd be putting team orders on my drivers here. But I'm not the McLaren team principal, but tensions could fly over his Druid. Just needs to sit back with a bag of popcorn because he's got a perfect seat in the house here. Meanwhile, further behind, Positive has made a move on Hurricane and Creations, who's dropped down the order a bit there. Not sure as to why, but he has. So, yeah, great stuff there from Positive so far. Now, the 57 Mercedes will just need to keep chipping away to get to the front of this pack, as he is taking a very aggressive set of line there through that second to previous corner. Not the last corner, but the corner before that. Positive is so aggressive, in fact, he's at the fastest lap of the race with the 1 minute 6.4 so far. Oh, Hurricane might need to calm it down a bit. The Tottenham supporter could be from the offensive as the McLarens trade places once again. Kevin Arnold picks up a 3-second time penalty. Are the Mercedes? Yep, the Mercedes are putting the AlphaTauri in a sandwich filled with German Wiener Schnitzels. And now it's going to be Hurricane versus Thallo here, coming down the second DRS straight. Who will come out on top here? Let's find out. The Mercedes parking the AlphaTauri to perfection. Hurricane will need to push this one around if he's to keep onto it, but he thinks smart and backs out of that move, knowing the fact that Mercedes were going to work together there. Great teamwork by the Daimler organisation there to have Positive and Thallo in 4th and 5th respectively, ahead of that AlphaTauri. As Andrea has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, the Italian is clearly desperate for this win. You can see it in their eyes. Well, I mean, I know you can't see the eyes because they've got the helmet on, but you can see through the paint they are very keen to win this Grand Prix, and sadly, it's just not coming at the moment. So, maybe some team orders could be put in place. As Thallo is making the move on Positive, clearly that's a tactical decision there, to let Thallo lead, but I think it's just more slipstream trading more than anything. So, bearing in mind Positive does have the penalty, it makes sense for him to do the defensive job for his team, whilst Thallo, who does not have the penalty, can just charge ahead essentially. Hurricane just needs to stay patient, knowing the fact that Smidgy is on a set of mediums, which in the next couple of laps should start to take advantage over the soft runners. Maybe it might even be wise, as Matthew has finally returned, but now has got a massive job on his hands to go from 14th to 1st. Can Matthew pull off a madness here and do a nearly last to first question mark challenge? Best of luck to you, Matthew, from all of us here at the community centre. But anyway, let's find out. Oh, Pepski making a great move there, dummying Sam around, and that's the Williams through into 10th there. Nothing the Haas representing Vic Schumacher could do to respond to that there. Excellent drive, because Thallo has now picked up a 3-second time penalty. Certainly I tell my drivers to be mindful of the penalty system, because I think it could come down to that as to who wins. Austria being notoriously strict with its penalties in this game, but it's not a bad thing in my opinion. As Positive has got back through his employee, to be fair, of Thallo for 4th place. Stream chat, all 12 of you, how are you enjoying this stream so far? What has been the moment of the stream so far? And if you're on YouTube, make sure to timestamp the appropriate comment in to get a shout out in the next stream. But with that said, Druid has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's never what you'd like to see. Surely Andrea's not going to make this hard for his own teammate, bearing in mind the penalty situation. Spenny, alright, it was a bit, you know, aggressive, bearing in mind your teammates, but it does work, as now the Italian is going to be fighting the Brit all the way around the outside corner here. There's no team orders at McLaren. Great racing though between the two of them, as now they're going to go side by side through sector 2. And I think it's the Italian who comes out on top, but I think this is really costing the McLarens dearly, as Andrea runs wide. Very, very wide there. Could have costed him his race. And that's something you never wanted to see, is it? You don't want to see a driver throw away a race unnecessarily. But Thallo obviously swapping with Positive there, so nothing too exciting. I think Hurricane is going to do something bold. I am all for this strategy, along with Andrea is coming into the pit lane. So, we've got the first 2 drivers to make pit stops here, the Italian Andrea and Hurricane. So, let's see, Andrea's gone on to mediums. Hurricane, I am curious to see what the Tottenham supporter is going to do. It is another set of medium tyres. Who else is in the pit lane? I think Kevin, no. Matthew is as well. What's he going to do? Is he going to do hards, mediums? Because he's in a very low position. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to put on a set of mediums. So nobody bar Beetle has touched the hards yet. Hey, Tundra! Oh, I'm so glad you're back, buddy, after your injury, even if it's just in a commentary role. I hope you are doing wonderful, dude. I am so nice to see you back, dude. Not gonna lie. Anyway, hope you enjoy the show, as now we are going to watch what is the fight for the provisional leaders. Hurricane has made a great move on creations there. There's a yellow flag, it's an Aston Martin. Oh, it's Smidgy! The Smidgy has cleared it out. Is he going to have a Wingy after this? I'm not too sure. But he's had some great skill there to keep the car away from damage. I just want to check it now. And, yep, the visuals do not indicate any performance damage. We'll see if he makes a pit stop. No, he's going to commit to it. Fair play. I honour that, Smidgy. I do. More cars making pit stops. Druid going on to mediums. I think Thallow is going on to softs. Okay, I like something bold. Let's see what Thallow can do. Keep your eyes peeled on the Mercedes driver. Meanwhile, the battle for the current P4 is looking very saucy between Pepski, Armakinger and Sam. This is where the bottom lot, who initially all selected the mediums, are now going to come into some high point scoring positions. Again, every position, as long as you finish, does net you points. So that is even more important than now. But that said, Druid has got past Smidgy, and currently it's Andrea who leads the pitted Warriors on a brand new set of medium tyres. About to get past Kevin and Lionel. Spenny has made the pit stop. He's called the shot. Andrea getting very close with Kevin, using all their ERS in a determined effort to try and take the lead away from Spenny. Let's see what happens here. Spenny is making his pit stop. Armakinger is now ahead of him. Let's keep an eye peeled. Where's that McLaren? The McLaren's still in the pit lane. It's going on to, I believe, another set of soft tyres. And that is Andrea through in this Grand Prix. Oh, nearly spins there, as I say that. And that is Andrea through into the provisional lead of this Grand Prix. Fair enough, Tundra. Fair enough. You've got nothing else to do. I don't blame you. I'm sure it'll be an entertaining hour in store or so for you, good sir. Positive in the lead of this Grand Prix, doing a great job here, dragging those softs out. I wonder if he's going to try a one-stop maybe. You know, kind of wait for the rain to come down, go on to mediums, or even hards? Who knows? Who knows? Hackfan is in second, Armakinger third, Pepski fourth. And this is the battle that's getting very interesting for a third on the road, as it stands. Let us see what happens here, as Positive finally breaks kayfabe and comes into the pits lane. So let us see what happens here. But that is Mercedes team principal in for a set of mediums, and no changes at the front. So Andrea will get past, Spenny will get past. What about Jerka? Should be getting past, and I believe he does. And Thallow has set the fast start of the race, doing a great job, is Jerka, at keeping Druid behind. And Hurricane, who now has to fight off Smidgy on their 12-lap mediums, and Creations on 5-lap mediums, taking a very bold gamble, pitting a little bit earlier than what everybody expected. As now, is this going to be a creation opportunity at a new pass for P11 in the Grand Prix? That's a bit of a squeeze by Smidgy. I think that's a bit of a whingy after effect from that little Spinala, but let's see what happens here. It's a dive from the Williams, nice and clean, no damage created from that, and an excellent move by the Williams driver. So far, definitely got to be one of my overtakes of the race, along with that Mercedes team boxing of Hurricane. Then I know it's against my own driver, but I gotta admit, good teamwork when I see it. You know, you'll love to see it. Matthew currently in last, but again they did disconnect until just now. Spenny's got a 3-second time penalty. That's completely changed the complexion of this race. But the McLaren is on a set of softs now, so let's see how this will play out. This will be a straight up brawl now between these two very hot-headed drivers. As Armakinger makes a move for second place. Some 3 of these are veterans of this community and doing an excellent example at showing us why. They are the veterans of HTR. There in that great bit of racing. But further down the field, Kevin Annihilator doing a great job here at parking the bus. I think he's one of the longest to go out on a sort of soft, certainly. He must be feeling pretty dead around here. But Druid, I think, is going to make a move on Jerka. Let's see how this goes. Druid is going to make this chop happen. And that's a smart move. Again, no need to fight that one too hard, Jerka. I mean, Those softs are pretty worn at this point, and he's going to let it... Oh! Nearly contact between the two teammates there. Oh, I was going to be turning into a very angry dude. Oh, and oh! The Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin nearly collided there. As Jerker thinks of a move, but cannot close, but no cigar. Right, let's see what happens in the panel of the pit stops. As these are some of the last to pit now. So the Aston Martin's coming in. Let's see, is that going to be wing? It is wing damage, so that will be a position ahead for the Czech driver. It's Pakovan who leads from Armakinga, and then Pepski turns. But Andrea is going to lead out of everybody who's made the pit stops. From Spenny, who is on 2 lap fresher softs. And it's Druid in 6th place there from Hurricane, who is hunting the Alfa Romeo down with Creations and Positive in this scrap here for 8th place. Again, Creations is on 7 lap mediums versus fresh ones. I think there's a clear favourite as to who's going to do well out of this battle. So let's see what happens. Oh, tell me about it, Tundra. That was a close call. Boys,
Calm it down.
I know we got balls as our logo, but that does not mean the testosterone levels are that high. Whew. Anyway, further afield, I think there's an overtake going on, as Andrea has caught up to this pack, and has already got past Sam, but I think Sam's made a pit stop onto set us off, so now he's going to clear Pepski. Let's see what happens. Good racing between these two. Around the inside, pulls a great move off by the Italian there on the Brit of Pepski, and there was nothing that Pepski could really say, bearing in mind his tyres are 3 times as older than the ones of the Williams there. Now, what about Armakinga? What can he do against the Welsh Dragon? Bearing in mind they are way fresher at this stage of the race, as Spenny will be dealing with one car who's running all the tyres. Andrea's going to be dealing with another. I think Spenny's going to make a move, possibly around the outside, but it's a great bit of defence there by Pepski to deny access. The two of them are going to stay out, but great defensive drive then from Armakinga. But now, yeah, Andrea is a little bit cheesed off and will successfully get ahead and hope the Ferrari will absolutely park it like a bus along with the Williams to ensure that his teammate, who is running the soft tyres, will not get into will get lots of wear, I should say, and that will result in them having a worse race. As Armakinga is fighting this one. Interesting. Oh! Very tight from the Welsh Dragon, but very fair there, as Hurricane makes a great move there on Druid. Excellent stuff, you love to see that. As now Andrea is into 2nd place ahead of Armakinga. So all they've got to do now is hunt down our real American here at HTR, and that being Pakovan 127. Meanwhile, let's check on this battle for 6th place. All the drivers have made a pit stop. I think the one who's in the worst shape in this battle at the moment is Creations, because he sits, in front of Druid's Dirty Air, has got a feisty Positive behind him, and on top of all of that, his tyres are at least 3 laps older than everyone else's. But I think Druid's going to try and make a manoeuvre on him. Oh, on Hurricane, who picks up a 3-second penalty! Oh, dearie me, as Spenny's made a move for 3rd place. There's a yellow flag. Thallo's retired! On the soft, they dropped into the final corner. Safety car deployed. Ladies and gentlemen, a safety car has been deployed. Alright, what's going to happen here? Right, we're getting somebody who's making the brave call at the right place at the right time. It looks like it's Jerker, so let's see what they're going to do. Is it new mediums, or is it going to be hards to the end? I do wonder for the Alpha Tauri. Let's see what they're going to do. Another set of mediums. Okay. So, Kevin Annihilator will probably get past, but that's okay. Sam is on soft, so let's see. I think for Pakovan, Armakinga and Pepski, they must be singing hallelujah, because they've just gone this whole stint without pitting, and now they get to make a nice pit stop. But Andreas picked another 3-second time penalty! Oh, Andrea. Oh, no. Oh, Packer's staying out. That's a bold call. Is the rain sooner than expected, perhaps? I mean, those clouds are starting to get thicker, but are they getting that thick? I wonder. Armakinga and Pepski are coming in. So I suspect possibly mediums or softs. Armakinger going for the softs. Pepski going for the softs. Smidgy, I'm not too sure. Positive has done the soft tyres as well. Matthew has jumped everybody, obviously, through this shenanigans. Sandbadger is doing the intermediates already. What a Chad move by the Red Bull driver. I know, Tundra, but he's obviously chosen something different there. Now, we'll see what happens, but yes, it'll be a very interesting strategic call. I think Packer's just trying to wait it out. He's praying it comes now under the safety car, the rain, and then he'll just dart in and then, you know, save a pit stop, which actually I can understand his logic definitely there. So, Sandbadger on the intermediates. That's a very bold call indeed, Tundra. Exactly. Listen, Sandbadger, if this works, you're going to have one of those drives that will go in the Hall of Fame. As Matthew has a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Sam. I think that'll get removed, but still, that is probably quite infuriating for our current championship leader. The rain is not coming down enough, as we get to see a shot of the derriere of the Mercedes CrowdStrike safety car. You'll love to see it. And to be fair, around Austria... Oh, but I see the raindrops. I see them starting to come down. Packer's call and Sandbadger's might be the genius strat. So those who put it onto the softs, it could be all for nothing. Oh, what a shame. They could have had some track position there. But surely, Packer fan,
you've got to make the pit stop now. The rain is pouring down, son. You've got to make that call right now.
Oh my goodness me. It's sooner than anticipated. Oh my goodness. The likes of Armakinger, Pepski, positive. Kevin has gone to the Inters. Jerker has also gone to the Inters. Yeah, I think that's the smart call. Packer fan is just waiting. He is just praying it pours down. Yeah, he could get the dub. Indeed, Tom. I mean, listen. I mean, we all sat here and laughed, but it actually turned out to be the strat of the century as Matthew has dropped a bunch of places. Matthew has spun. It's definitely time for intermediates. As Sandbadger, out of thin air, pulled the strategy masterclass of the season. As he pulled it off, it's so wet, he's going to get the lead of the race. Is that, no, the safety car's staying out. He's got to get the lead, surely. Surely. This is a bit nuts. Okay. Wow. Everybody's pitting, except for the Sandbadger. What an IQ call by the Red Bull driver to pit under intermediates when nobody else thought to do so. And now he will just, in the slowest speed possible, take the lead of this Grand Prix. Kevin in second and Jerker in third. This race has turned on its head. Indeed, Tom. Indeed, Tundra, sorry. It is intermediate conditions and this race has suddenly been flipped around. Did any of you in the stream chat have an Uno reverse card or something up your sleeves? I do have to wonder. My oh my, my oh my. Well, whilst the safety car is out, I will see if... Nah, I actually won't do it because I don't think people would like to hear from, what's it called, the... also, I don't think the retirees would want to have an interview at this stage. Indeed, 300 IQ strat by Sandbadger and Kevin Jerker did a 250 IQ on there. Brilliant stuff by those three. Absolutely finessed it to perfection. But now the safety car is coming in. I didn't think I'd be saying this. I don't think any of you did. But Sandbadger is going to lead the safety car off. Okay. Whistle suspiciously from Tater. Okay. Right, I didn't expect that. Fair play, Sandbadger. Listen, you've got my strategy of the season card right there. That was brilliant. Okay, so what's the Red Bull gonna do with that Honda power unit? I would say to my boys to not get too egotistical. They're both in half decent spots. And bits of the shuffle and oh, Sandbadger nearly lost it there. come out of that second to last corner, but he does lead this Grand Prix. Kevin Annihilator is in second, and Jerker, is he going to try and get a move on the Aston Martin? Let's see, there's a yellow flag, but it's not really relevant. He's going to go for the around the outside. Is it going to work? He locks up the front right. Okay, a bit sketchy, but oh, Spenny's going to just dart right through, and that's going to be Jerker's opportunity. Spenny goes up into second, and now Kevin Annihilator, oh, he's been annihilated, to be frank. And I think, oh, Kevin's fighting back. There's a bit of contact potentially between the AlphaTauri and the Aston Martin. Spenny is into second, but this battle still rages on. Jerker round the inside eventually gets past the Annihilator, who himself has been annihilated. Sandbadger with a drive off the line is in the lead by a good 2 seconds. Pakafan making a great move on Druid here. I think he's getting past Kev, who maybe set the car up way too much for the drive, perhaps, or I don't think it's the tyres not overheated. So, oh, a double pass around the outside. Oh, it's contact! Oh, Kevin, oh, he's been a big shunt between Kevin Annihilator and Pakafan. Oh, it's been a massive collision, and that is not what you like to see. Oh dear, I'm sure the stewards are going to investigate that one, and it's a very sad day. But the Sandbadger still leads. The new underdog of this Grand Prix is in the lead. I still can't get over that fact. There's a virtual safety car deployed for the collision between the Alpine and Aston Martin. A full course safety car. Oh, okay. Whew. I need a drink after that one. Oh, goodness me. This, it is a 20. Right. Let me try and... Okay, stream chat. So you're wondering what the heck sausages is going on. So basically, we're in intermediate conditions. It's lap number 23. Pakafan and Kevin Annihilator collided as Druid and Kevin were on the inside. Pack was on the out, and they smashed. Sandbadger did an IQ strat of the century, pitting 1 lap before the intermediates came down, and is now sitting in the lead of this Grand Prix. Spenny made a great recovery of the restart the second. Jerker did a solid job there. In third, Druid in fourth, Creations in fifth, Hurricane in sixth, King is seventh, Positive eighth, Sam in ninth. One of our race leaders earlier on, Andrea, is down in 10th, Pepsi 11th, Matthew 12th after his internet disconnected throughout the dry stint of the race, and Smidgy in 13th. Right, what? Sandbadger is pitting. Okay. He's going to full wet. Is this another wizardry sign, or is this the ultimate poker bluff in Formula 1 I've ever seen? Sandbadger, he's going to tempt fate twice, and he's going on to a set of wet weather tyres. Oh, goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. Yeah, indeed, that was a big crash, and the safety car is out. But is this another IQ strategy from the Sandbadger? We'll find out in a moment. I don't think it is at this stage, and the safety car will probably come in. But, listen, you all doubt this, right? He obviously feels it's getting heavier. I can see his point, but I'm not quite sure just yet. Listen, I mean, Tundra, this could be one of those races we look back on and think, wowzers, what a Grand Prix. And I think the Sandbadger, he actually does look like it's turned to heavy rain slightly. Sandbadger might not be doing a stupid maneuver here, and he could finesse the field twice. It's in between, because at some parts, yes, I say, but, you know, others, like now, it's not. So it's, I'll see. Is anybody going to go with Sandbadger? That is a very interesting question, given how correct he was last time. I wonder. Nobody's going in with him. No. But Pepsi's going to go for the call. Pepsi's going for the call. Matty's going for the call. I think that might be the right call. So Sandbadger is going to get past Matthew and Pepsi there. What tyres are they going on to? The Alfa Romeo and the Williams. Let's find out. The two cars that will next year be at the bottom of the pit lane. As you know, 8th and 9th. Yep, it's full wet tyres. I think the full rain's coming. Yep, Sandbadger has rolled the dice twice. And it looks like, if it stays as it is, He's gonna take the lead! Boy, we've never had a safety car this exciting ever, I'm sorry. This is taking safety car racing to a whole nother level. My goodness me. My goodness me. Listen, you don't need a highlights package for this. This will go up on YouTube unedited. Because my goodness me, this race has been genuinely one of those that's going to go in the Hall of Fame. If it carries on like this. My goodness me. Red Bull, thank you for buying the circuit back off the original owners. It's coming in this lap. I mean, truthfully, it does look an in-between situation. I won't deny it, but Spenny's backing them up. Oh, goodness me. Yes, what is happening? I think the stream chat over on Twitch have absolutely lost their marbles just as much as I have in the commentary box, more like in the commentary room. So let's see. What is Spenny going to do? What's Jerker going to do? What's everyone going to do? Is the question we want to know. Are we going to have another safety car before the end? Who knows? I agree. Let's see. Spenny's staying out. Jerker's staying out. And Spenny is gone. The McLaren is off. And Jerker gets a nice line there. But Druid's going to surely make a capitalization off this move. Nobody darts into the pit lane though. Keep your eyes peeled on the back three there. Of the Red Bull, the Williams and the Alfa Romeo of Sandbadger, Pepski and Matthew. Jerker not quite getting the traction down. Bear in mind those inters are 5 laps old, but that is okay. That's not the end of the world. You may want to let Druid through, because Druid has shown a bit more faster pace than he does strategically there. Lets the Alfa Romeo through, and now just needs to concentrate on his own race. Meanwhile, Hurricane, despite for the penalty, nearly spin out in the car there. Keeps it safe as Andrea nearly spins as well. Sandbadger on the full wet. He looks like he's going to get a move. Is this going to be the start of what could be the Sandbadger's first ever win in HTR? I have no clue. It's not quite happening just yet, as it is getting heavier. Certainly through Sector 2, I would agree with them. But in places like Sector 1, it's still intermediate. It's like now, it's in between, I got to say. But we'll find out in just a moment as Spenny is absolutely pulling a rocket ship and a half. I have to agree with your analysis there, Tom. It does look a 50-50 call as it stands, and nobody's coming in for wet weather tyres. As Armour King takes an interesting line there through the second right-hander. Whew! What a race! What a race! Don't tune off, fellows. Please make sure to follow us on Twitch, because this is going to be a cracking 9 laps to the Austrian Grand Prix. My goodness me. I agree with your analysis there, Tom. I think it is very similar for both intermediates and wets there. I think everybody's on overtake. They're all very desperate to get past each other again. DRS has obviously been disabled because we're in wet weather now. I think Andrea is going to make a move on Smidgy. But close, but no cigar. Meanwhile, ooh, the Sandbadger nearly got spun around there by Matthew, all the other way around. And well, we'll see about that as Smidgy is making a move on Sam as Armour King has got a 3-second time penalty. But the Haas will stay in 8th place for now. Meanwhile, further up front, Spenny's absolutely battering this at the front. Pulling a nice 3-second gap over the Druid. Jerker keeping it nice and steady in 3rd place there with Creations up in 4th. Hurricane is in 5th, doing a great job there for AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Positive is going to try and put the sunshine against the rain, but no rainbows come out from the Mercedes team principal just yet. Nobody's pitting in for wets as it stands, as Matthew and Sandbadger are fighting, it seems, and Matthew has made the move for P11. That could be decisive in this race, but Matthew nearly drops it there, so I think the wet weather gamble has not paid off as Sam's got a 3-second time penalty. Oh my goodness me, let's check the penalty system actually. So Spenny's on 3, Druid's on 3, Hurricane is on 3, Armour's on 3, Positive's on 3, Sam's on 3, and Andrea is on 6, and Pepski's on 3. So as it stands, if I check to the leader graphic actually, Jerker could be within an outside shot of winning if he can keep within 3 seconds of Spenny, which at the moment he's 3.8 as it stands. In terms of who's going to get that fastest lap point, it would have to be so far Thallow, but he won't actually get it since he's not inside the top 10. Actually, we're going to come on Druid in the chat. Interesting there. I mean, fair play. You know, Druid's got a good chance. He certainly showed a good restart launch of that safety car there, so anything can happen. Meanwhile, further down the field, it's a bit of a gaggle of cars going on, but no action just yet. Oh, Matthew nearly loses it. I think it's not wet weather tyres for some reason. Well, exactly, you know, they're your team, obviously. We all have our favourite teams, don't we, here at HTR. And of course, this means now that no moves are being done yet, but actually the Sound Badger is the miracle worker starting to come undone. Let's find out as Pepsi is trying to make a move on the Sound Badger. Let's see what the Red Bull can do. Creations is indeed in a net P3, so that'll be an excellent win there. And indeed, we're getting a lot of chance here. There's a yellow flag further afield. Oh, it's positive! Oh, he must be feeling very negative there. The clouds have certainly dampened his mood, and I think that's going to be a race to forget potentially for the current Tier 2 champion. Well, you all say that, but then positive spun, so I think it's pretty equal as it stands. As Creation's going to go for a move on Jerker, they've got to be super careful, but Creation's done it around the outside. What a move in the wet. Oh, that's the stuff you love to see. I mean, I know it's at the expense of my own driver, but as a fan, I got to admit, yeah, you said it best there, English. What a move. Creation's creating a move of the race award, certainly from my end. Wow. Wow, that could be decisive in the race win, unless if he picks up a penalty. But they're absolutely both burning their ERS to shreds, as Andrea has got past Armbakinga now, so the Italian could be on a charge here to get themselves up the order. Sam still in 8th, Smidgy in 9th, Matthew up to 10th, incredibly. And Positive in 11th, with Sam Badger in 12th and Tepsky in 13th as it stands. But Spenny's absolutely pulling away. I mean, fair play to that man, you know, he's done an incredible job, especially in the wet. Exactly. Come on, AlphaTauris, you two can do awesomeness. I know you can. I believe in you both, otherwise I wouldn't have signed you. But anyway, let's see what happens here. So, we've got this fight going on. The gap to the leader, I know I've actually been told in commentary I'm not supposed to show the leader graphic, but it does impact the race. So as it stands, there's a very big gap, and Creations and Jerker could not get to that as it stands, but it could be a P2 and 3 respectively for these two, if they can get close enough of Druid. There's no, what's it called, as Andrea's got a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be huge. This could mean the AlphaTauri of Hurricane could simply just let, yeah, he could absolutely let Andrea through at this stage. There's no need to fight him. He's got 6 seconds more penalties. Hurricane goes to the outside, doesn't bother fighting this one. He knows that Andrea is going to have to pull a miracle work off if he is to get, if he was to beat him in this race, and will just sit tight like a pressure cooker. And indeed, this should be an interesting finish. I mean, all we need now, I don't want to be mean, all we need is like the leader to have the Spinala, and then suddenly this race goes into the S tier. I think you can all agree. Not from a, you know, not like in an anti-team way, just in a neutral fan way. But no moves being done. These drivers are laser focused on each other. If anything, you don't want to, with these cars, sit behind another car. Because if you do, you then get that dirty air, which means all the front downforce that is generated, about half of it goes, which is bad enough in the dry, never mind in the wet on these warm tyres. Certainly with the intermediates going into lap 10ish, so... Oh, Andrea nearly not getting a spin there. Oh, this race is too intense. Oh my, oh my. Jeepers, jeepers creepers. Meanwhile, it looks like the battle for... Oh, I'd say even 10th is getting interesting, as Matthew is pulling the kind of undercut. Yeah, that wet weather didn't last. I think the Alfa Romeo, Red Bull and the Williams... Are you sure, English? Because I don't think they are. Bearing in mind that, you know, it's not quite there yet, so I don't think. Ah, it did change there, but... is that what you're seeing from your crystal ball? I got you, I got you. Thank you, correspondent English. Is yeah. Oh, that's good analysis there. Oh, I hope Sand Badger would win it. Oh, Druid nearly dropped the car then. Oh boy, that was going to make things way too saucy for their own good, as these drivers now will need to stay on the intermediates now to realistically win. The only driver who I think could get away with going on to wets now is Positive. I mean, he has got literally nothing to lose bar a couple of points. So if I am your Positive and you're listening to this, I would jump on the wets now. You've got nothing to lose, since it is going to get a bit heavier as the race goes on, and try and, you know, get a wet weather fastest lap or something. But that gap to second place is about 4 seconds now. It is 4 seconds precise, actually 3.9 from Christians. There's a yellow flag. It's a Haas. It's Sam who spun all those intermediates. And there's a safety car called. Now this is making the race even more bonkers than it has any right to. Safety car is coming out for one final time. Now, will Matthews' choice on the wets pull off, or will it not? Let's find out. So, Spenny is going to stay out. Druid is coming in. He is going to try the undercut, and this could undermine McLaren's race win here. Creations is staying out. Jerk is coming in, interestingly. Andrea's going to stay out. Hurricane probably should stay out. Bear in mind his teammate's in, but is coming in regardless. Armour Kinga is in. Smidgy is out. These drivers are so confused. Positive's going to stay out as well. Sandbadge is staying out. Pevsky's staying out. Sam is in. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. This race just doesn't want to be boring, does it? Well, let us see how this goes. So, yeah. I think... Yeah, so this is interesting. So let's go through the numbers. So, Spenny is leading, as it stands, with 12 lap intermediates. Creations is in second on 12 lap intermediates. The safety car is coming in now, actually. So everyone better get a move on, otherwise they're not going to get round in time. I think some of the drivers who did pit, they're not going to be able to come round, sadly. Especially like the Sam Armour Kinga there. Might not have enough. We'll keep the leader graphic on just for a short moment of time. You know, Creations is right up behind. Andrea is as well. And Smidgy is into fourth. Matthews in fifth, but it's not going to be enough. It's only going to be 3 cars doing the safety car. And so Spenny is going to go. And that means the Aston Martin just about catches up. Andrea with another 3-second time penalty. Surely this means Smidgy now all of a sudden is going to get a podium out of thin air. Andrea's going to make a brave dive on Creations. Bearing in mind, Creations doesn't need to take any stupid risks. He does not have any penalties, and he could be on for an incredible race victory. Matthew on the full wet weather tyres, even with the 9 laps old, is going to go around the inside. And Spenny's got wide for the lead. There's contact between Matthew and Creations. Druid sneaks around the outside. Creations is an Alpha Romeo sandwich, and the McLaren is still fighting at the front. Andrea is taking the lead. I can't believe this is happening. Meanwhile, Andrea, he's still going to pull this off around the outside. There's a yellow flag. It's an AlphaTauri. I don't really care right now because it's too open at the front. But Andrea's in the lead, and Druid's going to go to the outside. This is not going to end well. We've seen what happened with Kevin Packafan. Surely always a bit of a squeeze by the McLaren, but the Alfa Romeo. It's into second. I think it was Hurricane who spun, sadly. Oh my, oh my. Oh god. Jeepers. This one doesn't want to be boring, does it? And Sandbadge is fighting for 5th place here. Let's take the front. It's the one final lap to go. It's Andrea versus Druid. McLaren versus Alfa Romeo. Let's see what happens. Druid is going to go around the outside. Bit of contact there. They have both got penalties. They need to get a move on here. Druid is on those fresh wet tyres versus Andrea's 14 lap intermediates. And the gamble has worked. The Brit is into the lead on the road of this Italian Grand Prix. What's the Italian going to do to respond? Spenny is ahead of Matthew as it stands. There's no changing of that going into turn 3. Meanwhile, further behind, Creations is sitting in 5th. Sandbadge is up to 6th, incredibly there, despite being on 11 lap on mediums. Druid has got the win. Sandbadge is up to 5th, incredibly. The Red Bull could be pulling off a shock of the century. Smitty is dropping like a rock, sadly. But Furthermore, this could be a Druid victory at the front. Meanwhile, Spenny getting a little bit out of shape on those 14-lap intermediates. Bear in mind, those wets are not necessarily that fresh anymore. But is this going to be a switcheroo? Not quite. From the Alfa Romeo. Oh my goodness me, this could, but Matthew could be within a win here. He doesn't have any penalties, remember. This could be a victory for Matthew. 7:03.4 in one of the most incredible comebacks ever. And Pepski's got a 3-second time penalty, but coming around the final corner as Jurgen mixes up with Pepski is Druid to win on the road, but don't count it just yet, folks. Andrea is going to finish in second on the road, spins across the line. But Druid has won by a mere matter of seconds. You are right, English. Has won the Austrian Grand Prix. Sandbadger, with an incredible double roll of the dice, is in second. Matthew, despite not even being around for half of the race, ends up in third. Croatians in fourth. Jerker in fifth there, despite losing their front wing somehow. Yeah, English. Yeah, I think that's going in the Hall of Fame. What do you think, stream chat, about that? I think that race deserves to be immortalised. This one does, as it's a driver of the day for Sandbadger. I couldn't agree with you more, game. Couldn't agree with you more. This was madness. Druid has won the Austrian Grand Prix from Sandbadger in second, Matthew in third, Croatians in fourth, Jerker in fifth, Spenny in sixth, Smidgy in seventh, Pepski eighth, positive ninth, Andrea in 10th, Armakinger 11th, Soundham 11th, in 12th, with Hurricane in 13th there. Pakafan, Kevin, Thallow and Beetle retiring. Before we go, we're going to try and see if we can get the top 3 in, actually, for an incredible post-race interview, to have a little mini press conference here. Let's see if that is, of course, possible. But yes, what a race. Well, thank you for joining. We've got one of the drivers here, ladies and gentlemen, who did get into the top 3. Actually, we've got 2 of them. We're just going to wait for all 3 of them to come in, chaps, and then we'll get on with the interview. But thank you both for coming. I'm genuinely very excited about this. Just make sure your audio is present on Twitch by ticking the button up ahead, and then we'll get into the interview, chaps. So this is your chance, stream chat, to answer the burning questions that you have for your top 3 drivers this evening. Because my goodness me, you 3 put on a great show. Can I just say that? First of all, well done to all 3 of you. This was an absolute madness. So first of all, Druid, how does it feel? It should be at the top, I believe, of the part. It's not that. Oh, for goodness sake, it's not there. This always happens, doesn't it? Hold on. Transcribe what's do you know what? It's not going to happen, is it? I'm afraid. I think the Twitch is going on. But what questions do you all answer? If you've got them, then make sure to answer in the Discord server. Thanks for popping round, and man, what a race. I've been Fadoodle.